Hello, yogis. Welcome to your class today. So please grab an oil that you'd like to use. I've got a mix today. I've put together in a little roller bottle some peppermint, some wild orange, some cinnamon, and some frankincense. So your oil of choice, you can rub some into the palms of your hands. And just remember, when we use any citrus oil, not to place it onto your skin where you will be exposed to the sun for the next 24 hours, as citrus oils are photosensitive. So just be aware of that when you place any type of oils, either putting them onto the inside of your wrists, if you're wearing your hair down, back of the neck, even onto the soles of your feet. All right, so those are all places that you can apply citrus oils if you want to apply them during the day. So your oils like your elevation, your citrus bliss, lemon, wild orange, anything like that. Just remember to place them in the right places so that they're not exposed to the sun. All right, so just take a few deep breaths of the oil, maybe coat your aura. And then just bring your hands to your heart. Close your eyes, settle into your seat. Dip your chin down just slightly so that you lengthen into the back of the neck. Take a deep inhale and exhale. You can release your hands into your lap or place your hands onto your knees. And start to soften your shoulders. Deepen into your breath. Maybe start to tap into your Ujjayi breath. It's beginning to expand on your breath, breathing deeply and slowly as you draw your breath in through your nose, filling up your belly, your diaphragm, and then your upper chest. And then exhaling long and smoothly. So I want you to think of inflating a balloon as you inhale, starting from your belly, all the way up to your collarbones, and then slowly deflating your balloon as you exhale. Keep your awareness on this full body breathing. Let's just take a few this way. And as we settle into our breath, with each inhalation, begin to visualize sunshine, warmth, the soft, golden, expansive sensation that allows you to be open and accept blessing, accept grace, the gift of life, all the wonderful experiences that allow growth, which we often take for granted. And as you breathe out, visualize a wash of clear blue light, a shower of cool, fresh water that clears and cleanses your being, releases, relaxes you, just allowing you to let go and detach from any negative experience on any level, physical, emotional, mental, even spiritual. So we rejuvenate and revitalize. And as we harness our attention more and more mindfully, we remain in the moment and we find our peace. And in this state, we begin to get a deep sense of acceptance of who we are. Once we acknowledge, understand, and accept our reality, our truth, we have a strong platform from which to grow, to change, to evolve. And without this foundation, it's difficult to deal with ourselves or anyone else with honest empathy, with acceptance, with compassion. So we take this gift and we allow it to move beyond us, from God or the divine, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in. And we take this gift and we allow it to move into our interpersonal relationships, our extended family, our home, our work, our general environment, into nature, into humanity. And we allow ourselves to just be. And the same perfection ripples back to us from God or the divine or the universe. So be aware of this give and take with each cycle of the breath, completing each cycle of life. Let's take one more breath. And sigh it out. And gently allow your eyes to open. Welcome to your practice. All right, so we're going to take it fairly slow. I think the only hard thing today are a bit of ab work. So we're going to extend your legs out in front of you and just come into Dandasana. So I want you just to rock from side to side. Just move the skin out, making sure that you're sitting right up onto your sit bones. So I want you to find your center and then flex into your feet. Place your hands alongside you. Reach up tall through the spine. So I almost want you to imagine that you're pressing your feet up against a wall in front of you. So your feet are flat and you're pressing your heels into this wall. Legs are straight and you're lengthening into your spine. So you've got this beautiful 90-degree angle. Shoulders are soft. Eyes are closed. Let's just take 5 deep breaths here. Keeping the legs engaged. Keeping the spine long. Head above the heart. 2 more. Last one. Beautiful. All right, gently open your eyes. And from here, you're going to slide your left knee in towards your chest. And allow that knee to fall out to the side, connecting your left foot to your inner right thigh. So make sure that you're grounded on your sit bones. Reach up tall through the spine. And then you're going to turn your torso to face your bent knee. So your hands are on either side. Take another full breath in here. So I find when I turn to the left, I can almost slide my right leg forward just to open up a little more. And we're going to fold over your bent knee. So you can walk your hands out in front of you, staying on your hands or even coming down onto your forearms, but make sure not to lift your right hip off the ground. So you want to keep that hip connected. Lengthen through the spine. Keep flexing into that right foot. Just take a few breaths here. Good, last one. And then stretch your arms forward. Coming up onto your fingertips. And you're going to walk your hands to between the legs, reaching as far forward as you can. Lengthening into the spine. Just feeling that stretch in the inner thigh. Into the hip. One more. Just taking your time as you start to open the body up. And then slowly walk your hands over to your extended leg. Placing your hands on either side. Take a full breath in and exhale to fold. Two more. Good, and then inhale, find a halfway lift. You're going to place the left hand on the outside of your right foot. If you can't grab the foot, it's totally okay. You can grab a hold of your calf or your ankle, whatever's available, and then reach that right arm back. And I want you to take your gaze over the right shoulder. It's a bit of a twist. Holding for 3, 2. Last one. Good. Now turn your torso to face your extended leg. Bring your right hand on the inside of your right leg. So wherever your hands are positioned, whether it's on your knee, your calf, your ankle, or your foot. Inhale to lengthen. And then exhale to pull yourself in. Good. 2 more. Just really slowing things down. Good. Inhale halfway. Extend your arms, engage your belly. Inhale to rise all the way up. Good. And exhale, sweep your aura. Bring your hands down. Nice. You're going to bring that left knee back up to center and place the foot on the outside of your right leg. Left hand down on the ground. I want you to sweep your right hand and kind of hug that left knee in towards you as you pull it in. So you want to bring that knee into the center of your chest. Make sure that your sit bones are grounded equally. Take a nice deep inhale as you lengthen. And then exhale as you twist to the left. So your left hand is behind you and you can take your gaze over your left shoulder to the back. Soften your shoulders, but reach up tall through the spine. Last one. Good. Then keeping your twist, just take your gaze over the right shoulder. Nice. And then come back to center. Beautiful. Release that left leg down. And you're going to bring that right knee in towards your chest and let the right knee fall out to the side. Okay. So you're coming into Janushirasana legs. We're going to turn the torso to face your bent knee. And at the same time, see if you can slide that left leg further forward. Inhale to find length. And then exhale to fold over your bent knee. Keep that left hip grounded, so keep pressing it down. Keep extending into your left leg. Lengthen into your spine, crown of the head forward. Soften your breath. Finding that soft ocean sound flowing through you. And then slowly walk your hands forward, coming up onto your tippy fingers, your fingertips. Tippy fingers. All right, and then walk your hands to the center between your legs, so reaching as far forward as you can, really getting length in the spine. A few breaths here. Good, and then take those fingertips to your extended leg. So placing them on either side, inhale, long spine, and exhale to fold. Try and take the rounding out of your back. So you're reaching your heart forward towards your toes. Good, and then bring your hands down onto the ground. Lift up halfway. Grab the outside of your left foot or your leg and reach your left arm back, taking your gaze over your left shoulder. Nice, one more breath here. Good, then coming back to center, bring the left hand on the inside of your left foot or leg. Inhale, long spine, and exhale, fold. One more breath. Good. Slowly release the arms, reach them out in front of you. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, sweep your hands down. Good. Draw that right knee into your chest and place the right foot on the outside of your left leg. Right hand behind you. Start to swing that left arm out and in front of you, hugging that right knee into your chest. Take a full breath to lengthen. And then an exhale to twist. Reaching up tall. Twist using your abs, so really closing the gap between your right thigh and your torso. And then take your gaze over your right shoulder. Lift up from your lower back, from your heart. Good. Now keep this deep twist and just take your gaze forward over your left shoulder, facing the front. For one more breath. Beautiful. And then slowly release. Nice. All right. So bring the soles of the feet onto your mat. Bend your knees. Hug yourself in. So wrap your arms around your shins. Lower your forehead to your knees. And just draw yourself inwards for a moment. Just taking a deep inhale. And a full exhale. Good. And then bringing your head back up to center. We're going to take a boat pose. So leaning back, reach your arms forward. This is where you can grab a hold of the back of your thighs, lean back, find that length in the spine, and then maybe lift one and lift the other. Just keeping the hands on the thighs if you need to. Otherwise, extend your arms out alongside your legs, engaging your belly, lifting your heart, holding for 3, for 2, and 1. And from here, we're going to lower down halfway. So we're hovering the legs and the shoulders off the ground for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. All right, beautiful. So we're going to take some twisted root abs today. I want you to bend into your knees, place the soles of your feet onto the mat. You're going to wrap your right leg over your left. If you can double wrap, that's great. If you can't, that's okay. But your aim here is to keep your thigh bones perpendicular to the ground. And then your shins are parallel to the ground. So you're pressing your lower back into the mat, engaging into your core. Interlace your hands and bring them behind your head. So there's 2 stages to these twisted root abs. We're going to take stage 1. We'll do 3 rounds. So you're going to inhale to lift your head and shoulders off of the mat. And then as you exhale, I want you to tuck your tailbone, lift your thighs up, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other, hug them in, keep lifting, and then exhale, release, but keep your head and shoulders off the ground. Good. Inhale your lower back into the mat. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, lift it up, squeeze the thighs, inner thighs draw in towards each other, lift the thighs higher, and exhale, release. It's a very subtle movement, but you'll definitely feel it if you're doing it right. Last one. Inhale into your lower back. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, lift and squeeze. Squeeze those inner thighs. Keep drawing those thigh bones up and release. Let it all go. Good. Just keep that twist with your legs. Just release your head and shoulders down. All right. So for phase 2, you're going to keep your head down on the mat. So we're not interlacing your hands behind your head. You want to keep your legs as they are, but you're going to place your hands one on top of the other on your right thigh. So kind of right on your thigh, kind of closest to your hip, but not on your hip. So in the middle of the leg, top of the leg. So one hand on top of the other. We're going to inhale into your lower back. And then exhale as you start to press your hands into your thigh and press your thigh into your hands. Feel that core activate and release. All right. Another inhale into your lower back. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and press. Press your hands. Press your thigh back into your hands. Hold. Pull belly in and release. One more. Inhale, lower back presses into the mat. Exhale, press thigh into hands, hand into thigh, and release. Good. Unravel, draw it in. Those are hard. If you felt that, then you're definitely doing it right. So it's a very subtle movement, but you can definitely feel that engagement. Okay, so we're going to take that to the other side. So left leg wraps over the right. Double wrap or just press the outside of your shins together. Keep your shins parallel to the ground, thighs perpendicular and right above your hip points. Interlace your hands behind your head. Relax the elbows out. Okay, take a deep inhale, head and shoulders lift. Hold the breath, and then exhale as you lift your tailbone, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other, draw those thighs up, pull belly down. Good. Inhale into your lower back, relax the sacrum. And then exhale, squeeze and tuck. Push those thighs up towards the ceiling, squeeze them and release. Good, one more. Inhale into your lower back. Exhale, squeeze, tuck the tailbone and release. Good, release your head and shoulders down. Bring your hands out from underneath your head. And this time you're placing your hands on top of your left thigh. So just change the cross of your hands. So if your left hand was on top of your right, right hand will be on top of your left. All right, head stays down. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your tailbone and press hands into your thigh. Thigh into your hands, pull belly down. Inhale, release. And exhale. Good, two more like that. Inhale, lower back presses into your mat. Exhale, press, squeeze the thighs, draw the thigh bones up, press your hands into your thighs and release. Good, one more, last one. All right, inhale, lower back into the mat and exhale, press. Belly pulls down and release. Good, unravel, draw it in. Well done. All right, so just rock it out from side to side. And from here, we're going to start to roll the length of your spine a few times. Just take your time up and down. Massage out the back. When we get to the top, we're just going to cross your ankles and step it back into your tabletop position. Setting up for a little bit of balance. I'm going to inhale, left arm reaches up high. Let's start on the other side today. Exhale, thread it underneath your right arm, coming into your needle thread. So just settle into this posture. Make sure your hips or your knees are about hip distance apart. And then you're going to take your right arm, place it behind your back towards your left hip or on your left thigh if you can reach it. You're going to tuck your right toes under, press your toes into the mat, shift your weight over to your left knee and hover the right knee off the ground. So just take a few breaths here, find your balance, and then slowly start to extend that right leg back. Stay connected to your breath. Good. And if you can take it a little further, you can bend into that right knee, grab a hold of the ankle, and then kick that foot into your hand. Hold 3, 2, and slowly on the last one, release it down. Knee comes down, right hand down to press yourself back up onto all fours. Okay, let's take that to the other side. Okay, so right arm reaches up, exhale, thread. Come to rest on that right shoulder and the right side of the head. And then slowly start to take your half bind. So left arm reaches up and back, reaching for your right hip or your thigh. Start to tuck your left toes under. Shift your weight over onto your right knee and hover the left knee off the ground. Good, and then slowly start to extend the left leg back. So if you notice that you always fall on one side and not the other, remember that it's not often that we are totally in balance. And this is exactly why we do yoga, so that we can balance out both sides of the body, the hemispheres of the brain, the left and right sides, the energy, masculine, feminine, so much that goes on in the body. So don't judge yourself if you topple over. It's all okay. That's why we're on our mat. Bend into your knee, grab a hold of your ankle and kick. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release. Bring your left hand down. Lift yourself up onto all fours. Beautiful. Let's take a child's pose. So take your knees out wide, big toes touch, seat back to the heels, reach your arms forward, and lower your forehead down for a moment. So before we move into our flow, take this opportunity to set an intention for your practice. Why did you come to your mat today? What is it that you need? Once you have your intention, breathe it into your heart space. Hold it in there. And sigh it out. Slowly bring yourself back up onto all fours. Bring your knees in underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide. You can walk them forward a little. Tuck your toes under, and we're going to make our way into our first downward facing dog. Take a moment just to bend into the knees, stretch it out one by one. Make sure your hands are shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers so you're pressing into the pads of your fingers and not into the heel of your hand. So iron out any kinks, any cracks, any creaks. Good. And then come to find stillness in your down dog. Feet are nice and wide, hip distance apart. Press the mat away from you as you lengthen into your spine. Draw your sit bones down to your heels. Let your head hang. Soften into your facial muscles. Good. And then rise up onto your toes. As you exhale, draw the heels over to the right. Just getting a stretch into the left side of the body. Good. Inhale, rise back up to center, drawing the heels up. And then exhale, take them over to the left. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then slowly start to walk your feet forward, coming to the top of your mat in a forward fold. Keep your knees soft and slowly roll the spine up, one vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, full breath in. And exhale to a forward fold. Inhale to find a flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands to your heart. Hands down by your sides, sweep your aura, take it up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Deep breath in, halfway lift. Right leg steps back to the back of the mat, coming into your lunge. Keep the back knee off the ground, but lift your heart and gaze. Then ground your hands down and step your left leg back into downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, and chin. Inhale into your baby cobra. Hover your hands, lift your heart, point your toes back. And exhale to push back, downward facing dog. Right leg reaches up high. Step the right foot forward between your hands, coming into your lunge. Keep the back knee off the ground. Lift your heart. Lower the hips. And we'll step the left foot forward, coming into your forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Palms touch overhead. And exhale, fold in half. Inhale, offer your heart. Left leg steps back into your lunge. Bend into the front knee, broaden into the collarbones. Nice. Ground your hands down, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, draw your shoulders forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Keep your hips up, elbows tucked. Inhale, baby cobra, hover the hands. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches back. Step it forward between your hands, find your lunge. Again, lifting into your heart space. And then step it forward, forward fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands to your heart. Hands down by your sides. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, take your seat back, squatting, coming into your Utkatasana chair pose. Lift your heart up, lift your arms, full breath in. And exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Left leg steps to the back of your mat. Coming into your lunge, ground your hands down. And you're going to step your right leg back into a three-legged dog. Bring your knee to your chest, hover forward and plank. And then step that right foot forward. Spin your back foot down, warrior two. Inhale the arms up. So find your alignment. Flip your right palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, release it back, warrior two. Now keep your warrior two legs, but release your hands down to the ground. Down beside you, not to the ground. We're going to do a few shoulder shrugs. So we're going to inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears, hold the breath. Now squeeze the top of the shoulder blades in towards each other. And as you exhale, slide them down your back and release. Take another full inhale without lifting your shoulders. Hold the breath. Now squeeze mid-shoulder blades in towards each other. Exhale as you slide them down and release. Good, last one. Inhale into your upper back. Hold the breath. Now use your elbows and squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades in towards each other. Exhale as you slide them down and release. Nice. Warrior two. Take your extended side angle so you can bring your elbow onto your thigh and reach your top arm all the way overhead, or bring your hand down to the ground. Lunge deeply into that front knee. Inhale, reach that top arm up towards the sky. Take your hand and place it down onto your left hip. Take your gaze down to your right foot. You might need to heel toe your back foot a little closer. You're going to bring your hand out in front of your right foot and set up for your half moon balance. So you want to find a beautiful long line from your head to your heel. And then once you have your balance, extend your left arm up. Good. Hold it here. Two more. Last one. Good. Now bring your left hand down, square your hips off to the mat, and step your left leg to the back of the mat. Ground your hands down, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. You can always do this with your knees down. Inhale into your cobra or upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Left leg reaches back behind you, three-legged dog. Knee to your chest, hover. Step that right foot forward, setting up for warrior two. Spin the back foot down, circle the arms. Good. Flip your left palm. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, back to warrior two. Okay, so we're going to do those shoulder shrugs once more. Release your hands down to your sides. Keep your warrior 2 feet. Inhale, shoulders draw up towards the ears. Hold the breath. Squeeze the top of the shoulder blades in. And then exhale, slide them down your back and release. Inhale into your upper back without lifting your shoulders this time. Hold the breath. Now squeeze mid-shoulder blades in towards the spine. Exhale, slide them down and release. One more. Inhale, fill up your upper back with your air. Hold the breath. Now use your elbows. Squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in towards each other. Exhale, slide them down and release. Nice. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Again, you can bring your elbow onto your thigh and reach your top arm all the way overhead. Long line of energy. Or bring your hand down to the ground or a block. Lunge a little deeper. Find that long line. Good. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Place your hand onto your hip. Look down at your left foot. We're going to move into your half moon balance. However you need to get into it. If you need to walk that back foot closer, heel toe it in. Shift your weight forward. And then hover that right leg off the ground. Open your body out to the side. And then extend your right arm up. Find your drishti, your focus point. A point that is not moving. And keep your gaze steady on that. One more breath. Good. Slowly release that right hand down. Square your body off to the mat. And then step the right foot back. Take it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Rise up onto your toes. Bend your knees. You can walk, step, or float it forward, coming to the top of your mat. Big toes touch heels slightly apart. Bend your knees. Reach your arms all the way up, coming into your chair pose, Utkatasana. So again, find that curve into your lower back. Stick your feet out, reach your arms up, heart open. Good. And then slowly come to stand. And bring that right knee in towards your chest. So just find your balance for a moment. Drawing that right knee in. So I'm going to invite you to come into your tree pose without using your hands. So I actually want you to use the muscles in your legs. So extend the arms out to the sides and then place that right foot on your calf or your inner thigh. A lot harder when you don't have your hand to guide you, right? You want to get it up high. You know you can get it up there, but to use those leg muscles takes a bit more. So find your balance. Bring your hands to your heart. Connect your gaze to one point in front of you. And breathe. Beautiful. Now again, using those leg muscles, draw that right knee into center. Without using your hands, we're going to step that right leg back into a high lunge. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, right hand comes down to the ground, setting up for your easy twisting lunge. So we're stacking the arms, extending through the back heel, straight leg, opening the chest out to the left. Inhale, reach your top arm all the way overhead. Good, one more breath here. Try not to collapse into that right shoulder. So really lift up out of it. And then release your hand down to the ground. We're going to take your side plank from here. So you're grounding into your right hand. You're either walking your left foot to the middle of the mat and dropping onto the pinky edge of your back foot, reaching your left arm high. Or you are stacking your left leg on top of your right. If you're feeling strong and you'd like to take a tree pose variation in side plank, you can do that too. No hands. All right. So find your variation. Hold it here. 3, 2, and 1. Release your left hand. Find your plank pose. Let's lower down knees, chest, and chin. Inhale into your cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath. Deepen into it. Good. Rise up onto your toes, bend your knees. Look up at your hands, walk, step, or float it forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana, bend your knees. Take your seat back. Inhale, the arms up. Take your seat a little lower, lift your heart a little higher. And then inhale to press all the way up to standing. Sweep your hands down. Ground down into your right foot, bringing your left knee in towards your chest. So just take a moment here to find your balance. And then extend the arms out to the sides. Use your legs. You're going to come into your tree pose, placing that left foot onto your inner thigh or onto your calf. No hands. Try it as best as you can. Find your Ujjayi breath. That's your anchor. And then bring your hands to your heart. Press your foot into your thigh. Thigh presses back into your foot. Ground down into your standing leg. Good. One more breath. Now keep your hands at your heart. Draw that left knee back into center. Keep a micro bend in your standing leg, and we're going to take it back into your high lunge. Nice and controlled. Nice. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, left hand down on the ground. Easy twisting lunge. So settle into your posture. You might need to slide that left leg back a little further. Stack your arms. Inhale, reach your top arm all the way overhead. One more breath. And then release the hand down. Nice. Let's take your side plank from here. So whatever variation you took on the one side, ground into your left hand. Either walk your right foot to the middle of the mat so the toes are pointing off of the mat, or stack, or take your tree pose. So whatever variation you're working with today. Hold it for 3, 2, last one, and release. Hands down to the mat, full breath in. Exhale, chaturanga to the floor. Bring your hands behind you, interlace. Inhale, lift everything up. And exhale, release. Hands alongside your chest. Tuck your toes under, take a full breath, and push back into your downward facing dog. Good, nice. Just breathe here. Come back to yourself. Come back to your intention. Come back to the reason why you showed up on your mat today. And just observe what is going on, your emotions, your bodily sensations. Right leg reaches up high. Bring your knee to your chest, hover. And step the right foot forward, sitting up for warrior two. Circle the arms. Nice. From here, straighten into your front leg. We're going to set up for your Trikonasana, but I don't want you to come into it too quickly. Reach your arms out. Start to hinge at the waist. Reach your right arm far forward. Don't drop anything yet. Reach. You want to bring your ear alongside your arm. And then when you can't reach anymore, keep your torso where it is, but just drop your right hand down to your right leg, wherever it is. And then reach your left arm up. Lean your torso back, open up into the heart space. Engage the legs. Keep your gaze forward or down at your right foot. Good. One more breath. Nice. Inhale, rise back up, straight legs. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn your right toes to face the long edge of the mat. Take a full breath in, lengthen. And then exhale to fold. Bringing your hands down to the ground. So hands directly underneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, draw the top of your head down towards the mat. As you lengthen and stretch into the back of the legs, keep those elbows drawing in towards each other. Let your head drop. So forward folds are very calming. So just let the brain drop into the top of the skull. Stay with your breath. Good. Inhale halfway. Turn your left toes to face the back of your mat. Right. And then bring your left hand onto your shin. Lean yourself back and then reach your right arm up, coming into Trikonasana on the other side. So make sure that your torso is in line with your left leg. Take any tension out of the neck by gazing forward or gazing down to your left foot. Take one more breath here. Beautiful. And then slowly release that right hand down to the ground again. Coming back into your forward fold, turning the left toes to face the long edge of your mat. We're going to bend into your left knee, coming into a side lunge. So you can either come up onto the left toes if you can't flatten into that left foot, and draw your right toes up towards the sky. Good. And then let's take it to the other side. So straightening into your left leg, bending into your right, toes drawing up towards the sky. One more breath. Good. And then from here, we're going to swivel to the front of your mat, coming into your lunge, and step it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath. Side out. Good. Rise up onto your toes. Look up at your hands. You can walk, step, or hop it forward, coming to the top of your mat. And then slowly start to bend your knees. Reach your arms out in front of you. And bring yourself all the way down onto your seat. Nice. So just place the soles of the feet onto your mat. Arms reach out in front of you. And then slowly start to lower down, rounding into your back, controlling your abs. until your back is flat. Nice. All right. So bring your feet close towards your sit bones as we set up for our bridge pose. Arms alongside your body. Feet are kind of hip distance or sit bone distance apart. You should be able to touch your heels with your longest finger. I also do have long arms, so if you don't have long arms, keep trying, all right? So just keep reaching, keep bringing those feet closer towards you. And then take a nice inhale. Tuck your tailbone, press into your heels as you start to lift your spine off of the mat. You can kind of walk your shoulder blades in towards each other to lift you a little higher. Your knees are pointing forward. Your hips are lifting up. Chin is drawing down towards your chest. And here you can interlace your hands if that's available. Squeeze those shoulders. Deepen into your breath. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And slowly release your hands. Spread into your top back, shoulders draw apart and then lower down. One vertebra at a time. Tailbone comes down last. Good. All right, from here, bring your knees in towards your chest, hug it in. And we're going to roll over into your halasana pose. So you're going to extend your legs up towards the sky and then reach them back behind you. If your toes touch the ground, that's fine. If not, that's okay. You can support your lower back with your hands, drawing your shoulders in as close as you can towards each other. Keep your head straight, your neck straight. Don't turn from side to side. Just take a few breaths here. This is really great for your thyroid. You may find it is difficult to breathe in this pose. Last 3. Good. Now for those that are not supporting your back, I want you to bring your hands to your lower back. Squeeze the elbows in towards each other. And we're going to come into your shoulder stand. So bending into your knees and then slowly starting to straighten one leg up at a time. Take your gaze up towards your toes. Try and find a nice long line from your toes to your hips to your shoulders. So we're going to be here for a few breaths, and I invite you to play along with a couple of variations. So you can come into Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. You can come into eagle arm, or eagle legs rather, wrapping one leg on top of the other. Just make sure to do the other side. Or you can play with straddling the legs open. Or you can even come into your lotus. We've got 5 more here. 5 more breaths. Good. If you are in a variation, just extend your legs all the way up. Start to take the legs overhead once again. Nice and controlled. Release your hands down to the mat and slowly and very gently begin to roll your spine down until your back is flat. Bend into your knees. Hug yourself in. Just take a moment, close your eyes. Let the blood rush back into your body. Place the soles of your feet down onto your mat. Take your feet mat width apart. So nice and wide. Extend your arms out to the sides, about 45 degrees. Inhale. As you exhale, let your knees fall over to the right. So you can place your right foot on top of your left thigh if you want a deeper twist. Otherwise, just release it down to the ground. Feet are mat width apart. Close your eyes. Drop into space that nurtures you. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, your knees over to the left. Last 2 breaths. Inhale, come back. Hug those knees in one last time. Lift your head. Tuck your nose into your knees. Hug it all in one full breath. And exhale to release everything down. Extend, surrender, soften, let go. Take up space, open yourself up to the blessings and gifts that life offers. Slowly and mindfully begin to journey back from your trip. Coming back to your body. back to your breath, back to the space that you find yourself practicing in. Just beginning to wiggle into your fingers and your toes, inviting movement, energy, prana. And if your body calls for a nice big full body stretch, honor that. Extend your arms overhead, reach through your fingers and toes. If not, stay where you are. And then slowly draw your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, rock from side to side. And then gently roll over to either side, whichever side calls you. Take a moment here as we integrate our practice. And I'd like to share a reading. Change and growth are painful, not because we're gaining, but because we're losing. We lose old ideas, old habits, old stories, old comforts. We shed all that's become too heavy to carry onward, wrapped too tight around skin that needed to finally breathe. A body that had to break loose from the once present chapter. Blank pages had been begging, ink aching to write a new road and world. A soul that could no longer deny the taste of something else. Something that felt true. Something not yet seen. We don't have to see something in order to believe. When you're ready, gently bring yourself to seated, facing the front with your eyes closed. Let's bring our hands together in the gratitude and faith of all that is ahead of us and what this new world will bring us. Take a deep inhale and sigh it out. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Until we meet on the mat again, the love, light, and understanding in me bow and honors to the love, light, and willingness in you. Namaste.